Hello all, welcome back to our session. So we were doing the Union Executive. We saw the election of the president. We saw the procedure for election, and then in detail we saw the counting method, and we now know that we have an indirect election for presidential election. And then also we saw that the value of votes for the electorate is not the same. It depends upon which state they represent and what is the population of the state, etc. Then moving on, we will see the other details of the president, like the qualifications, then his powers, etc. So first of all, to take up the qualifications for a person to become the president of India, first of all, he should be a citizen of India and he should have completed 35 years of age. And third, he should be qualified to be elected as a member of the Lok Sabha. So these are the three main conditions for a person to contest to the post of the President of India. And it also says, if anybody holds an office of profit under the government of India or any other state, then they shall not be eligible for election as a president. So here office of profit means any position that brings a financial gain or financial advantage to the holder of that office. So however minimal amount or however minimal is that profit, it doesn't matter, but as long as you hold any position or office that gives you a financial benefit, then you are not eligible to contest as a president. But once you resign the office of profit, you can contest the election. Again, it says the president shall not be a member of either house of the parliament. So which means president should not be a member of either the Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha or even the legislature of any of the states. Then finally, the president can hold an office of profit. President shall not hold any other office of profit, but the following posts or the offices are exempted from this category of office of profit. For example, the president and the vice president, which means one who is already the president can contest the next election, or one who is the vice president can contest presidential election. Then governor of any state, minister of any union or any state. So these are the only exemptions to the definition of office of profit. Now, apart from so these are the conditions to which has to be fulfilled if you have to be the president of the country. Now coming to how the president is removed from his office. See, usually the president holds office under normal circumstances. He holds it for a term of 5 years. So that's the normal tenure. But he may resign from the office anytime he wants by addressing his resignation to the vice president of the country. So that is up to him. So on whatever grounds he feels, he can resign from the office. So apart from the normal completion of the tenure and the resignation, there can be circumstances where the president is removed. So the process for the removal of the president is called impeachment. The process for the removal of the president is called impeachment. So a president is removed through impeachment on the ground of violation of the constitution. Violation of the constitution is the ground on which the president may be removed. Now, remember that the constitution does not define this term violation of the constitution. It doesn't say what exactly is violation of the constitution. Now, moving on to the procedure for impeachment. See, impeachment charges against the president may be initiated in either of the house. It can be in the Lok Sabha or in the Rajya Sabha. So these charges should be signed by 1/4 the members of that particular house. So 1/4 members of that particular house which initiates the impeachment procedure or impeachment charges. So 1/4 members should sign. And then they have to, president has to be given a 14 days notice period. And then that particular house will pass the impeachment resolution by 2/3 majority of the total membership, or 2/3 majority of the total membership of that house. Now after that, the impeachment resolution is sent to the next house. So if it was initiated in the Rajya Sabha, it will be sent to the Lok Sabha and vice versa. So it is sent to the other house, and there in that house, these charges will be investigated. So that particular house will investigate the charges leveled against the president. The president has the right to appear and then also be represented during such investigations. So he can represent himself. He can say his arguments against the impeachment resolution. Now after the investigation, the house will take up the impeachment resolution, and if the second house also passes the impeachment resolution by a 2/3 majority, then the president stands removed from the office. See, impeachment is a quasi-judicial process. It's a semi-judicial process. So, two things have to be remembered in the context of impeachment of the president. Number one, the nominated members of both the houses of parliament can participate in the impeachment. See, why I said you have to remember this is that we saw that in the election of the president, the nominated members do not take part. But in the impeachment process, nominated members do take part. So that's the difference. Second thing to be remembered is that elected members of the legislative assemblies of the states and Delhi and Pondicherry do not participate in the impeachment. But remember, the elected members of state legislative assemblies and the assemblies of Delhi and Pondicherry, they were part of the electoral college that elected the president. But when it comes to impeachment, they are not part of the procedure. Anyway, so far we have not had any presidents being impeached from the office. See, these are the constitutionally given circumstances when the president's office may be vacant. So completion of 5 years, resignation, impeachment, and sometimes there are situations when the vacancy can arise, due to his death also. Or sometimes the Supreme Court may disqualify the person to hold the office. Maybe the Supreme Court can say that his election was not valid on whatever ground. So in that circumstances also, the president's office may be vacant. So if the vacancy is going to be caused by the normal expiry of 5 terms of the sitting president, then usually the vacancy will be filled well in advance before he completes the full 5-year term. So elections will be conducted accordingly. So if the office falls vacant by resignation, removal, death, or any other reason, then the election to the presidential office should be held within 6 months from the date of occurrence of the vacancy. So until the new election is conducted and the new president takes charge of the office, vice president will act as the president. And in case the office of the vice president is vacant, the Chief Justice of India would be in charge of the office. Now moving on to the powers and functions of the president, see, we classify the powers of the president into 7 major heads: executive powers, legislative powers, financial powers, judicial powers, diplomatic powers, military powers, and emergency powers. So, this portion will be dealt with in the coming video. Thank you.